And we're live. Welcome to the Dork Pridecast. I'm Pod Blythe.
I'm Amanda. I'm not used to the change. We need to start over.
We're not starting.
Not for real. Okay. Well, you started
Silly.
the routine in my brain. Amanda changed up the thing, and so I started to like.
But I changed the.
You changed the color,
Yeah.
but not my muscle memory.
And
And
my muscle memory, damn it.
Okay.
Yeah, Amanda, that means you need to come into my throat.
Whoa.
Again?
I know, right? Amanda, your
All
hair
right.
looks amazing today.
Thank you. I colored it Sunday, I think. So it's pretty fresh.
Also, so fresh. So fresh,
Yes.
so pink.
I think the blue provides a decent contrast too.
I think you're right.
Speaking of, I need to switch up my chair real quick.
Oh no, Sean. Santy's throwing up. Oh, maybe not. It's okay, he's on the tile. But he's...
Okay, bud?
He was retching. Oh, it might be a sneeze.
Yeah, but he's choking a little bit. Hey, come here. It's okay.
Listen, while I narrate my cat vomiting.
Yeah, he's got some. I think he got meat up.
It's hot.
Probably.
It is... My cat is nothing if not super sexy.
He's eating and then he goes.
Let somebody else talk while I post, damn it.
That's not talking.
I regret everything. Okay, posts have been posted.
Oh. Posts getting posted on Twitter.
Posts get posted on Twitter and Facebook. That's how this works. Welcome to the show, Rissy.
Yeah. There we are. Now I see it. It hath been retweeted.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Show notes. Okay. Does everyone have their audio files open?
I'm almost ready. Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because I...
Uh,
Okay, does everyone have their audio? Someone's video is playing.
not mine.
Not mine neither.
That was
I think
weird.
you're just.
I know.
Just
Like
losing.
it started for a second. No, I heard it too, which means it was probably Rissy's. Like
Damn
I
it!
both
You
heard it
figured me out. Yes, it was
through the
briefly playing
headphones.
because I hadn't muted it.
You just lied
yeah.
to us?
And she thought we wouldn't figure it out.
This is why we have shitty communication. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Well, all right then. I've got the night off. Get back.
Oh,
been to
look.
Vegas, bitch.
You're like literally the worst. It's not even something to lie about.
I know, but I wanted to see, could I convince you guys that you'd heard it only in your own mind?
Is that how you justify these things in your own mind? No, I meant to do that to see if they would catch on.
Well, no, sometimes it is an actual diabolical plan.
Okay, Rissy.
Sometimes I'm just embarrassed and feel awkward, but other times I'm actually planning on doing it because it's fucking hilarious. The minute the video came on and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I'm like, wait.
I have been sitting here for the past 30 seconds trying to come up with the term gaslighting and was like, is it light post or lamp post or I'm so tired. I'm so goddamn tired. I'm like,
Lamppost. I'm Mr. Tumnus to you, bitch.
yeah. So I typed both light posting and lamp posting into Google and they were not helpful.
No, they
No.
wouldn't be.
That sounds like I saw something on Twitter where somebody was like, so my mom was like, what is this thing that people talk about when they post stupid stuff on their Twitter or Facebooks that's scream shitting? And she was trying to come up with shit posting, but it was scream shitting.
I mean, that works too.
Right? So let's all scream shit tonight.
Yeah, it sounds
I love scream.
terrible.
I love to go scream
As
shitting.
long as you aren't lamp posting me,
right.
I'm fine.
I'm Mr. Tumnusing you.
Yes. Apparently that is a thing on Urban Dictionary.
Mr.
Tumnus?
No, lamp.
Lamp posting. Let's see what
Or
Urban Dictionary.
Where to give a lamppost is dragging one's sack over the opposite sex's face in an attempt to cheer them up. This is usually followed by some foreplay and then a 69 or doggy/oral. Thanks, Urban Dictionary. That sounds like a true thing.
Yeah.
There's also one that says the place in Narnia, marking where the wardrobe is, and the
Booyah! Where Mr. Tumnus shows up!
the example is Mr. Tumnus met Lucy by the lamppost.
Hilariously enough, there is an Urban
There you go.
Dictionary entry for Mr. Tumnus, which is yet another term for the perineum, also known as the taint, grundle, chode.
Okay, yeah.
Well, because it's scrotum, T-U-M, and anus, N-U-S, so the tumnus.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
that just seems
Are you guys
not
drinking?
nice to
what?
know.
Oh, I guess Rissy's at work. Obviously, she's not drinking. But Amanda, you're not either?
No.
Okay.
I'm drunk on insomnia.
That's fair.
Woo! That's enough
I'll be right
to
back.
make me.
Is Blythe gonna go scream shit?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's scream shitting. I'll tell you what, that's scream shitting. I've been thinking about voices lately. My clone is going to a con and this weekend, and part of what may end up happening is the reading of selections from her book Time Banger, specifically the erotic scenes in different voices. And so it's been a discussion of the people in our group, like what voices can we do, and what would be the best for reading erotica in?
Hank Hill is a pretty good one. So
Well, thank you. That was a gentleman from Oklahoma.
There are no gentlemen in Oklahoma.
I mean, this is true.
yeah.
Okay. Everybody have this stuff up?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and is everyone ready to push the record button?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. We are rolling. There we go.
Yes, we are. Yay. And no one can see my Mr. Tumnus.
I don't know, that's weird.
What?
I don't
That
want to know
nobody can
about.
see it? Or
No. You know what? I want out. What's about we need a safe word.
A safe word for the damsel. Well, what should it be? It has to be something we don't commonly say.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, it definitely can't be poop related.
Right?
Obviously.
no.
What? Yeah,
Could be Turkish delight.
I don't know that I would remember that. I don't in my moments of need.
Oh, well, I mean, I would say then it's up to you to maybe pick something.
I have a friend who for a while her safe word was Bob Saget, but I feel like we
talk
would
about
talk about
Bob
Bob Saget.
Yeah. He comes up in discussion not infrequently.
That's true.
But then we'd have to immediately stop talking about Bob Saget.
Yeah. Saget! What's something that you like that none of us like that we wouldn't get in, that's not nerdy and that we wouldn't get into fights about? So you could say it and it wouldn't be something that came up in conversation a lot.
Me specifically?
Well, either of you guys, like, so a not nerdy thing that you're into that we're not into that would be easy to remember. Or
I can't even think of a not nerdy thing I'm into.
dancing? Singing? I mean, those have applications nerdily, but they are not.
Those are also fairly common verbs. So.
Well, no, there's a lot of dancing terms like that could be used, like a classical ballet move or something.
Like si son tombe pas de bourrée glissade grand jeté. That's my safe word.
Okay. If we ever hear you say that
Yep.
subtly, you can subtly work that into conversation. That will be our code.
Right.
And everybody else will be like, this seems like a natural way the conversation went, but I guess they're changing the topic now.
Either that or Blythe just gave them a command and they're sleeper agents, so they've gone
Yes.
full Winter Soldier. Amanda and I start doing like that murder walk around.
Yes.
That's scary. I don't like it.
Well, then don't say the safe word. I don't know.
I feel like if you ever say any ballet words now,
yeah, you
she's
are
just going to assume that's...
abort, abort,
Oh,
or anything French, really.
yeah. Oh, the Gilbert Gottfried has been suggested for reading erotica. And so then, Christian Grey shoves the butt plug down there. Down there.
The aristocrats.
Yeah, there's, oh god, Foghorn Leghorn. No, I did that at Gen Con with the Star Wars show. Never again with Foghorn Leghorn.
Was that the first one? I think it might have been the first year we did that.
It was, yeah. It was the very first time we ever did that. That was the accent I had to do. I say, boy. The problem is that I can do some voices, but not forever, right? Like I can't sustain them all that long. Some because they're too rough on my voice, others because they warp into something else.
They always turn into Bill Cosby, I feel like. If they go on long enough.
It's true. All roads lead to Cosby. Horrifying though that may be.
Yeah.
Okay, we should start the show.
Yes.
Let me look at the thing. Ha, all right. Ha, okay.
Amanda, are you ready to start the thing?
Yep.
All right. Quiet on the set, you mouth-breathing weirdo. Hello, and welcome to episode 63 of the Dork Pridecast. My name is Blythe.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Rissy. We make up a comedy group called the Damsels of Dorkington, and this is our podcast, which is also funny. Oh God, we hope. Depending on how much you like poop jokes and dick jokes. And if you're drunk, we highly recommend the last one.
Drink up, bitches. Hi, guys.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
What's new in the world of scream shitting?
That's not... No.
You have to say the safe word.
Oh, si son tombe para bu regli sad day.
Let's talk about other things. Hello, this is the Damsels.
For those of you who are listening to the audio podcast later and are very confused as to what the fuck is happening right now and why we're not speaking English.
Bleep bloop.
We decided we needed a safe word. Actually, I think all three of us need our own safe word.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Rissy probably doesn't need a safe word.
There's
We
things
should-
that get brought up.
We should give you one just for the fun of finding you one.
That's a good point, yeah. Because it would have to be something that I don't normally talk about, which is fairly rare.
No, I mean, if it's
to
not
talk
poop
about
related.
things. Well, think about all the other things I discourse on. Biology, my hatred of Dan Brown, The Lord of the Rings.
You're right, there's nothing else
that's everything.
left. That's literally everything.
I know, right? That's all the things that there are in the world. Hating Dan Brown. Woohoo! Oh, he's such a sack of shit. Okay.
Every time you say Dan Brown, my brain hears John Brown.
John Brown is awesome, though.
I know,
Not
and then
the same
I get
person.
no, I know, and that's why I get confused because I know how much she loves John Brown, and I'm
I
like,
do love John.
Yeah.
wait, you don't hate John Brown? And yeah, my brain, these generic white guy names have to stop.
Right.
My
Well, I think
poor
John
brain
Brown
can't handle
has-
it.
I think John Brown has a bit more claim to his old white guy name than Dan Brown is, predating him by at least 100 years.
I mean, I'm with you. It's just about as generic as you can get. Anyway,
It's true.
this is a weird side path we've
Okay.
gone off on already.
Here, one last thing, though. So, Blythe, just so you know, whenever I talk about John Brown, I'll do it in the John Brown voice from the Ken Burns documentary. John Brown! So that way you'll know if I say Dan Brown, it'll be just in my cranky voice because I hate him. But if I'm talking about John Brown, I'll be saying John Brown.
Okay. That helps and is not at all terrifying.
I mean, he is terrifying. That's why
I
love
know.
him.
Oh, I know. Hi guys.
Oh, hi.
How is it going?
Hi.
You mean us?
Yeah, you, because the people can't answer me except very slowly in the chat.
Okay. I mean, I'm all right, I guess.
You're both awkward.
Duh. I feel like is
Yeah,
the
no,
proper
that's fair.
response to that?
You're not
Yeah.
wrong. I mean, first topic is always damsel news, but again, it's just been business as usual.
Is that your code word for regular poops? Are we doing everything in code now and safe words? Like business as usual is just a,
Why would
Meaning-
we, of all people, create code words for pooping?
oh.
Yeah,
Like-
we're pretty straightforward with that.
We
Topic.
are, but I don't see any reason why we can't expand into the field of cryptography.
I'm not sure cryptographists? Wait, cryptography
Cryptographers.
doctors?
They can tell you that for sure with their doctor degree, but in code.
With their
I'm not sure they would have much.
Cryptography doctor degree.
Yes, exactly. And I'm just not sure they would have much trouble cracking that code. They would
Business
look-
as
No.
usual.
They would look down heavily on our code. So weird. So yeah, I just don't. Does anybody else have anything Damsel related? I don't know why you would.
Nope.
Rissy,
Crypto scat.
Guru Rissy made an appearance on the Facebook, well, on all of the platforms today, and that's been fun.
Wait, is Guru Rissy one of my personalities that I don't know about because I have
mean-
dissociative identity disorder?
It is now.
All right, because I was like, wait, is Guru Rissy a character I've done before and then I don't remember? Because I don't remember that being a bit.
Yeah, it's when we made you do like the super racist, like Middle Eastern accent.
Oh, okay, but I only did that once. I don't think we can say that that's like a full character yet.
Oh, it's a character as far as I'm concerned.
All right then. You now who is scream shitting who? Who's lamp posting who? You're Mr. Tumnessing me, Blythe.
I'm just saying, when brilliance strikes, you don't make it continue a few times before claiming it as such.
Okay, all right. Well, you know how to butter me up.
Plus, it makes Amanda really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that's a character that doesn't need to be done again, because it does make Amanda very uncomfortable.
Oh, well, you need your safe word for that.
How about stop being racist? That's my safe word. So if I say that, then you know to stop what you're doing.
But now you're going to have to say that. That's your safe phrase forever. So that applies to anything that makes you uncomfortable.
I actually like this idea. So now if you
Okay.
start talking about something I'm uncomfortable with, I'll be like, stop being racist.
I see.
And people will be like, that's not
racist.
No.
And your only response to it will be to yell it louder. Stop being racist! You have to continue to repeat it.
Okay. This has the potential to make everybody uncomfortable, so I'm good with this.
Aww! One of the people in the chat noticed that that Beast Rissy destroyed Christopher Columbus apologists. Unicorn. It was Unicorn Poof Magical. Thank you. JC LaCroix, thank you. It was fun. I had a good time. And I got to take idiot Shape of You Creeper to the woodshed, so even better. And unfriend him. Boot.
Actually, he unfriended you, right?
Well, yes, yeah.
Which
but
makes it even better.
It does. It does. Get rid of him, I guess, off my F list.
Your F list. Let's not call it that, madam, because there's a lot of people on yours.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
You're not very discerning about whose requests you accept.
Well, I mean,
on your F list.
Which is the exact opposite of my capital F list.
I mean,
I don't think that most people would make that distinction when you just say F list.
Yes,
that's
linguistically.
Like, oh, that sounds like a lowercase. Yeah.
No. Oh God. No, this guy would never have gone on my capital F list. Ugh, gross. Ugh. He's one of those people that always wants to tag you in statuses about supporting our troops. Not that I object to supporting our troops, but why would you be tagging other people in that?
I don't understand. Well, it's usually old people trying to use Facebook. They don't understand how it's actually supposed to function. So they just start tagging people. Like, I love when people respond to your post and tag you in the comments. Like, you're not already going to get a notification that you got a new comment on your own fucking post. Thank you for tagging me in it to make sure I would see it. What?
Yep.
Old people.
No, he was deliberately like, it had something to do with his party room that he's setting up at the con. Like, there was Stargate, but also that everyone in the party room is required to support the troops or some shit. And I was like, what? Why are you tagging me?
How do you know if someone were supporting?
How do you
prove
that? Like, how do you?
I mean, maybe that's what happened.
What sort of?
Well, since it's a Stargate party room, my only guess is that if a Gwawood enters your spine or your brainstem or whatever, it makes you evil, and then you don't support the troops. And so that's how they distinguish who has a Gwawood from who doesn't. is you have to pass a loyalty test of being asked if you support the troop. And if you've got the Gwawood in your brain, you're gonna be like, no, fuck the troops. Brainworm.
I thought maybe he was just gonna play the national anthem randomly, and if anyone just instinctively dropped to the knee, they're out of there.
Right? In the Stargate party.
I'm just saying. That's where people least expect the national anthem to play.
The perfect time to test them for the presence of Gwawoods. Perfect.
Oh, weird.
Yep.
Guys, since there's nothing interesting damsel-wise, let's talk about your weeks. Does anybody have anything interesting?
I dislocated my ankle.
Oh, yeah. If you want to talk about this, I am down, but I'm also going to take a break.
It's gonna make me sick. Yeah, I know. I was figuring you might need to go like la 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 la. I mean, I don't have to talk about it. That's probably by far the most interesting thing that's happened to me.
I think you should talk about it because your body is a wonderland of weirdness.
That's true. That's true. It is.
All right.
Normally we love the shape of you, but not when it's swollen and fluid filled.
That's true.
Right,
Because
Amanda,
you've dislocated it.
I'm tagging you in.
Yeah.
Bye.
For those of you who don't know, Blythe has a very pronounced physical response to certain things. Discussions of gore or bodily trauma basically can make her faint. It's called vasovagal syncope. It's a very serious condition. It's why a lot of people who faint at the sight of blood, that's what they've got. And so we do our best here to respect that and not expose her unknowingly to anything along those lines. Because we're good friends.
Yep.
And we
So now that she's gone,
right,
share all the...
So I decided I wanted to try to be Amanda because Amanda is very cool. And how does one be Amanda? You go rock climbing.
Woo!
Well, at least at an indoor rock climbing gym, a climbing gym. Yeah. So some of my friends were like, Rissy, we have guest passes. We need to use them. You have to come with us. And I'm like, but I don't the sports. And they're like, no, you'll be fine. It's great.
Or the coordination.
Yeah, I don't the coordination. I don't the dex.
Yes.
I have a dex of like 5. I don't know if on a good day. But as you pointed out, Amanda, I just usually roll pretty well because I'm lucky with dice. So
Exactly.
That's how I haven't killed myself yet.
You somehow managed to, counterbalance all the negatives that your low dex score gives you, because
even the hard way.
yeah.
So yeah, I foolishly agreed to this because I was like, well, I need to spend more time with my Chicago friends because I'm moving to Canada in a couple of months. This will be fun. And I've always been curious because Amanda talks about it and she's so cool. I like her. I'll do a thing that would make me more like her. And then
I don't think any of this is what really happened. Stop buttering me up. Just tell us the story, you liar.
I will physically cover you in butter the next time we meet, which will be soon.
Yes.
So
it will be soon.
It will. BT dubs, you guys. Amanda and I get to play D&D in the same room very soon. Normally we play via Skype, but now we get to do it in person. Yay! So anyway, we go to the climbing gym. I get shown around and like, okay, here's the bouldering wall, which is when you don't have a rope on you and you're not belaying. Yar, belay that, mateys. So that's where they recommend you start, and they have like all these little plastic things coming out of it that you can grab onto and different levels of difficulty. And so
I think it's adorable the way you're describing this. Just BT dubs. Go on.
Okay. And so they're like, here is the 0 level climbing thing. And I'm like, I'm going to do that one. So I start climbing and putting my foot in imaginary buttholes, which is how I think of it when I'm climbing. Just shoving my foot right in there. And so I make it all the way to the top. It's not a hugely tall wall or anything like that, but I was like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. And then I start to come down because the guy showing me around the gym had said you should try to climb down whenever possible. So I haven't gotten there, Blythe.
She hasn't even gotten to the great part.
You know how I talk?
Oh God, I
Road
don't know how
goes
you talk.
ever on and on, down from the door where it began.
You motherfuckers, send me a text when you're done.
So I climb up, and then I start to climb down, and then my friend Charlie is like, just fall off. And I'm like, no, they said you're supposed to climb down. He's like, no,
I'm not
fall
sure
off.
that's a friend, because you should not.
Well, the thing is that that's actually how most people were doing it. The problem is when someone who knows about climbing says fall off, what they mean is push yourself away from the wall and enter into a controlled drop where you either land with your knees bent and on an equal plane, or you kind of fall like this with your arms crossed and you point your butt straight down and then you roll onto your back. A nice controlled fall. When I heard just fall off, my response was, okay.
You just went, whoop.
I literally just let go.
Of course you did. Yeah, that's a bad idea.
It was a bad idea.
Which is why when you landed.
When I landed, so I landed on my foot. So my left foot comes down before my right foot hits, and my leg goes to the left, and my foot goes to the right, and there's a very loud popping noise to the extent that one of my friends thought that I'd slammed into the wall, and that was why my leg had hurt. And then I immediately collapsed, but I did it in a controlled fashion onto my back.
Yeah, it was too late at that point. You should have done the controlled bit.
So I'm rolling around and then freaking out, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's not so bad. I was able to get up and move around. I sit down, and one of my friends gets me an ice pack. They bring it back, and I'm just like, oh, wow, boy, there's like enough fluid on my ankle. It's like half a softball on there. Like, it's really swollen. Holy shit. And I'm like, hey, friends, come look at this. And they're like, are you going to die? And I'm like, touch it, you guys. And it's this big swollen mass, but it's not like the tissue is swollen up. It's literally all like soft and fluidy. And I'm like, well, clearly it's not broken. Whatever's going on in there. And it doesn't feel like a sprain at all, because by that point, it didn't actually hurt that much. Though looking at it did make me kind of nauseated, but also nausea is my body's first response to trauma. It's like, everybody out of the pool! Blah, blah, blah. So then I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get up and see what I can do. So I get up, I walk around, and eventually, and my friends notice, oh, hey, the more you move around, the more the swelling goes down. I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe it was just a momentary thing. So I climbed 3 more times on the bouldering wall, and I did once on the belaying thing instead of just going home.
Because you're smart.
Because I is a smart. And then it occurred to me, I'm like, wow, what was that popping noise? Yeah. Oh, wait. And because my friends were like, what the fuck? With all that swelling, how are you even able to walk? And I'm like, my body only obeys the laws of cartoon physics. I'm not put together like a normal human. I'm very long and weird, like, and kind of double jointed in places. Also, I'm the Queen of France. So they're amazed that I can actually walk. And then it occurs to me, I'm like, wait a minute. What if my long noodly limbs, like what if my joint, popped out of socket real quick and then went back in? I'm like, I bet I dislocated my ankle. I relocated it pretty quickly, obviously. And then I was texting Amanda about this, and she's like, yeah, it sounds like you dislocated your ankle. And I'm like, I dislocated my ankle. So then I went to bed, and I woke up, and everything stiffened up, and now I have a puffy monster foot. My foot looks like
the end.
Yeah. My foot should be like wearing a black cloak and saying, good, let the hate flow through you. Like, it is, yeah, it's really gross, you guys. It's so gross. The ankle parts have gone down, but everything's moved into the Palpatine foot. So maybe Palpatine foot and Amanda's toe can hook up together.
Be friends?
Be friends, yeah. So that was how
we lost Blythe again. She left.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
It's okay. I was just adjusting lights.
Yeah. I didn't figure
excellent.
you were actually.
Yeah, Palpatine feet. I'm out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I find that really gross. Rissy, is there something squeaking there? That's true.
Maybe
there's maybe. Yes, because there's like a, yeah.
I think
it
it's
is
my
your chair.
I'll try not to wiggle as much.
Yeah,
Or
that's
swap
gonna
chairs.
happen.
I mean, both the chairs in this office are equally shitty.
All right. Don't wiggle, Rissy.
Sit very still. This is a thing that you can totally do. We will believe that this is possible. No, we don't.
Yes. John Latch says he's not doing a Palpatine foot Twitter account. Aw, man.
Good.
So
Yes,
what about you guys? What interesting things have you done?
An interesting thing that I've not been doing is sleeping. Sleeping's not interesting, but I have not been doing that because I have horrible insomnia and I've basically been up for 3 days straight, so that's fun. But last night at like midnight, when I actually had gone to bed at a decent-ish time and had been lying there for a while and was like, I am not falling asleep and I am bored, so I got up and I worked on something for my Halloween costume.
You
Want
did?
to see it?
Yeah.
Yes?
Okay. Hang on. Can you see?
Ah! I know what that is.
I do too.
Here's another part of it that I'm working on,
Oh, that's so cute.
but it's only half.
Oh, you are
So
so
that was-
cute. Why are you so cute?
Yeah.
I like to do that stuff. And since I wasn't sleeping, I figured I might as well be productive. Yeah. And it had to be something that didn't take any sort of like thought powers.
Yeah, speaking of any sort of like thought powers, there's like a big costume contest at my job. And I don't intend to enter the contest. I don't really like contests, kind of period, full stop, as a general rule. But I do want to participate. It's a bunch of, I work with a bunch of nerds. I work for a video game company. So I feel like I want to participate, but I don't really know what... I've got my Ghostbusters outfit, which I can, of course, throw on. But, like, how many times have I worn that in the past decade? It's a lot.
Wait, what about? I thought.
Yeah, but
where does the
none of
segue
them
for mind
have
powers come in?
What?
Do you mind powers? Your segue was mind powers. I assumed you were going to mention your river cosplay.
Oh, it's so, like, you can't tell what it is. And it doesn't fit very well. Like, it somehow magically makes me look fat. I don't know how that's really possible.
Some kinds of clothing just automatically do that to you. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, for
they
sure.
just do.
It's not very
that's
shaped.
why-
Like there's not a shape to
Well,
it, so it
there's
kind of just
Supposed to be, and you're correct, there's not. So
yeah. It's
if
if it was more fitted around your waist, I feel like it would work
For sure.
better. But yeah,
so I don't know. And there's also lots of layers to it, so then it gets like
Yeah.
bulky, and it, like
well, and now that
Yeah.
you have bigger boobs, it's gonna hang off you if it's not properly structured, like from the widest part of your body, which is gonna, like, things that are too drapey, it's gonna make you look fatter,
Yeah.
which sucks. Because all those cool drapey, like, flowy tops and shit that look good on women with B cups and under, I'm just like, I wish I could wear that. But if I do, I'm like, it's me, the sack of potatoes.
Yep. Yeah. So I guess my question is, any suggestions on something I could throw together quickly and easily?
Oh, for a nerdy Halloween costume. Let's see. Well, we should take advantage of the fact that you look like a child sometimes with nice boobs. Can you be like the little girl from the
I don't
Ring?
like where this is going.
The whole thing is like freaking me out.
Well, can you be the little girl from the Ring?
That is
Like,
something
do
I have
your-
done, like, as a joke in the past, but never full on done a
hair.
costume. And I do
Long hair
have,
and big dark eyes.
yeah, I do have like super long hair at the moment. I can just pull it forward.
Yeah, just
And then just-
impaling yourself with makeup, and then like put a bunch of stuff around your eyes to make them look all dark and sunken in. Wear
And then
something
just-
white.
All day long, start calling people.
Right.
God damn it, Blythe, stop. Yep,
Yeah, that could be fun.
that's what you.
I actually would
Um,
love to do like a Marceline cosplay, but it just doesn't work if you don't have dark hair. Otherwise, you just no one could tell what I am, and I'm not wearing a wig. So
What about little vampire face?
Yeah.
yeah, that's not. They're just gonna be like, "Cool, you're a vampire," and I'll get it.
I know that's like I love Adventure Time, and I love the way that they animate it, where they actually make most people change clothes. So it's not like everyone's I mean, like Finn is for the most part, but like Bubblegum, she wears all sorts of different things, and Marceline as well. So yeah, it's like you'd have to have dark hair and also carry a guitar around with you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just someone in a plaid shirt.
You're just a grunge vampire.
Mm. Yep, pretty much.
Oh wow! Like, are you a Seattle LARPer like from the '90s? Is that your costume? Like, that's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Fiona costume, like I went back and forth about like trying to find some way to like kind of color, like temporary color my hair, and I'm like, nah, it's like it's recognizable enough. I will have the bit of hair coming out, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is because that's
Yeah.
I looked
Everyone
into
knows-
like hair chalk, and that's
No, that's just a pain
That's
in
too
the
much.
ass.
mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
if
The
anyone
fabric
has-
store had all their fleece on sale for half off, so I got all the stuff I needed for this costume for $7.
that is
oh
impressive.
shit! That is awesome.
I know. And then I bought some socks, but otherwise I had like I think I'm wearing this shirt for it probably.
Oh yeah, I was
And
gonna
I have
say
a
when
blue
you put on the
skirt.
hat, I was like, you picked the perfect shirt when you're modeling that hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
planned it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no.
bet you did. Well, if anyone has
Mhm.
any suggestions for me, please feel free to throw them at me in the chat or on Twitter if this is later. And
I'm
wherever.
really feeling the little girl from the ring, Samara. Like,
I mean, I definitely could do that. Yeah, I mean, my only issue with that is I would have to change into it later. I couldn't wear it to work.
I mean, it might be in
Yeah.
the spirit of Halloween. You could possibly wear it.
Sure,
to
but
work.
when I am crawling around and hooking up like computers on the floor and under people's desks, no,
It'll be even scarier.
no.
It would because you just like
Fall out from under the desk. Yeah. Oh my God, Blythe, this is perfect. This is like the best way ever.
Oh God, I guess I'm going to the thrift store and trying to find a vaguely fluffy, like lacy white dress. Cool, great.
Oh yeah. Like, oh God. And every time you're crawling around doing stuff with computers, you have to do the Samara. Like, man, people are gonna shit themselves. This is gonna be incredible.
Okay, it's done then.
it's funny.
Yay!
Yeah. Because when I was like I've been looking for ideas for a while. I know there were a couple where, because at first I was looking for like something where the red hair was part of it. And I know that there were a few that I'm like, oh, this would actually work really well for Blythe, but I don't remember any of them because tired brain is a stupid brain. And I have tired brain. So that means it's stupid and tired and also stupid. Sorry.
Josh in the chat told me to be one of the kids from the It movie at my IT job and see if they noticed the overlap.
Ha 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 ha.
That's pretty funny. I could totally go as Beverly.
You have to pin up your hair. But...
Well, before she cuts her hair.
no, that's true. Yeah, you could just braid it.
And just
Yep.
wear like high-waisted jeans.
Some high-waisted pants. Yeah. Crop top
No, you
and-
should just show up in your bra and underwear like the swimming scene and
That's very work appropriate.
yep.
I don't want to get fired when I haven't even worked there for a month, Amanda.
Fine.
Fired. That's promotion talking, baby.
I mean,
If you
you're
can
not
get
wrong.
some of your coworkers to go as a group costume, and they can all go in like
They're
very
tidy
large,
whities.
tidy whities.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No.
I don't think that's happening.
Well, it wouldn't work unless
Yeah,
at least one of your coworkers was black.
Well, I mean, I can get some makeup.
No, blackface is
Oh.
never okay. No.
Don't
No.
be racist! That's not a safe word. That means you have to stop.
Sorry, I made you uncomfortable, Amanda,
Oh,
with my racism.
I know.
Oh, well,
You should maybe
okay, so
stop
one of them
doing
needs
that.
to be black, and one of them needs to be really Jewish.
Oh, yeah, all right. Moving on.
Yes. Rissy, don't be racist!
Rissy, the chair is laughing. You are laughing so hard, you're making the chair laugh.
Also, the chair is alive.
I-
It's a mimic,
Oh, God.
And you're sitting on its face.
right?
Oh, God.
Oh,
You guys,
yeah.
why?
You've introduced the chair to Mr. Tumnus.
Ugh.
Yep.
Horrifying.
One of my favorite things about this podcast is that I always learn something. Tonight I learned the Urban Dictionary meaning for Mr. Tumnus.
Rissy, you have to stop laughing. You're not allowed to laugh. You keep making the chair squeak. I backed a new thing on Kickstarter because of course I did.
What did you back?
I'm pretty excited about this.
Go on.
I don't know if either of you are familiar with a musician called Carsie Blanton.
No.
She is really great.
I don't think that's even a real name.
It is. Well, it's probably not her real name, but
Carsie Blanton is definitely a character from like a tween YA novel. She's like a spunky girl detective.
I could totally see Carsie Blanton being a spunky kid detective, to be honest with you.
And then like each novel like has on it, P.S. Love Carsie. Like it's like written. It's about her adventures.
The chair laughing is making me laugh. All right. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I bet Carsie would too, actually. She'd totally lend her
You
name to
should
that.
tell her.
Well, we know someone who knows her, so we probably could. But yes, she's a musician who I learned about from Judge John Hodgman podcast. He had her on as a musical guest, and she's really, really great. She's kind of got that like old, like vintage style without it being like over the top, like postmodern jukebox. Like she's got the feel without.
Oh,
like-
by old you mean like 1920s, 30s kind of thing? Like torch songy or
It's not torch songy. As we've established on previous podcasts, I'm not great at explaining things. So, I'm not going to try too much to explain her sound to you, but I will say, like, it's unique, and I really dig it, and she's got a lot of, like, really, just songs with messages that I know you two would really dig. But yeah, she's very much, like, an empowered female singer-songwriter, and she's really talented. She's really great, and she released she hasn't released it yet. She has a Kickstarter going right now for a card game.
Oh, well.
That's like it's like a mixture. It's like if
Oh.
it's like if
Yeah,
Cards
you told me about
Against
the card game. I didn't
Humanity-
realize.
Yeah, if Cards Against Humanity and Bingo had a baby, basically.
Oh my.
And I'm really excited about it. It's called The Effing Truth, I think. Amanda, do you have the notes up there? Yes, it's called The Effing Truth.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about this game. I actually have dreams of, once this Kickstarter finishes up, using the questions on these cards. It's another one of those card games that facilitates storytelling. And what I would really like to do is use the card game of hers as like a little bonus podcast episode for our patrons.
Where we tell stories using cards.
Yes, and I mean, the effing truth is specifically like a sex. It's based on like sex experiences.
Well, shit, sign me up.
Yeah. So I just
Wait,
think
it doesn't. It's not friend like
The friending
Rissy's
truth.
F
like the
the
F list.
friending truth. Oh,
Yeah.
so it's the capital effing truth, I
Mhm.
think, is what
Yeah.
you.
The capital effing truth.
That way, Rissy is clear. Yes.
Anyway, so I'm really excited about that, and it hasn't funded yet. So if you think that this would be a fun game for you to play with your friends, I strongly encourage you to go and support it. And she actually has a really great like low level support that you don't get the cards, but you can get. They'll just send you the game, and you can print it out yourself if you want. So there's a lot of options ranging, which are my favorite kinds of Kickstarters, where they have cheap and expensive options. So you can look it up with Carsie Blanton's name. It'll get you there. And she spelled Carsie with an S.
I just Googled the effing truth and found it immediately.
Great. So there you go. So please, if you're interested at all, support that, because I want this to fund, because I want that game. I want that game, and I want to turn it into podcasts. Also, go listen to Carsie Blanton's music. She's really great. Also, listen to the Judge John Hodgman podcast. Also really great.
The problem with your description is now I'm imagining the postmodern jukebox cover of X's and O's, only sung about poop, since you said she had an older vintage style, and with messages that I would like.
I mean, crazier things. So that's what I'm excited about right now. Are you guys excited about anything?
Does anybody want to help me have a Twitter fight in real time?
No, what? No, why?
Well, okay, so yesterday, our friend Patrick Tomlinson, who used to open for us at Gen Con, has been doing insanely well for himself, both as a published science fiction author, but also on Twitter writing about politics. I love him. He takes no shit from anybody, and he's amazing.
He does, and he's not just a writer on Twitter. He actually writes for The Hill, so he's also like a bona fide political writer guy. That's the word, right? Rissy,
Yes,
you know.
Yes.
Cool.
That's highly accurate.
So I just want to say, he's not just sitting at his Twitter pulpit passing judgments. He's also being paid by like legit websites. So
yes.
Fuck you.
And so yes.
I don't know who you is. It's definitely not either of you. It's probably not anybody listening. I just go on, tell the story, Rissy.
Okay, so yesterday on Twitter, he posted a really awesome tweet that went insanely viral. Actually, no, it was 2 days ago, and it's just gone, like racked up more and more and more and more attention, and more conservatives are getting butthurt about it. And he explains that he's been using this kind of thought experiment on pro-lifers who believe that life begins at conception, right? To point out that they're idiot hypocrites. And the scenario is that, like, you're in a fertility clinic. You don't have to explain why. The clinic is on fire. You're trying to escape, and you open a door, and there's a little boy, a 5-year-old little boy who's crying. His parents are nowhere around. Smoke is filling the room. There's the little boy, and then immediately next to him, the exact same size, shape, and weight, is a storage container, perfectly self-contained, by the way, that says 1,000 viable embryos. Which do you choose? Kid or embryos? Which, if you believe life begins at conception, that's 1,000 human beings that are just as worthy of being saved. And that's 999 more than the kid. And he says, nobody holding the pro-life position, or that life begins at conception, has ever been able to, well, first of all, most of them, and I saw this play out in real time, most of them refuse to answer, and they're like, but what if I could teleport out of the building? Or like literally people were saying shit like that, and it's like, just to avoid answering the question, the gymnastics they will go through. And then if they do resentfully answer the question, then they will spend 8 million tweets butthurtedly whining about justifying their position. It's like, no.
I feel like I want to answer all questions anybody asks me from here on out with, well, what if I just teleport away?
Right.
I feel like that should be a legitimate answer to any question.
To any question.
What
if
do you
I
want
just
to eat
teleport?
tonight? What if I teleport away? Like, that's not helpful. I know. Why can't you be more helpful? What if I just teleport away? Yes.
Smoke bomb! I know, right? It's
Jetpack.
jetpack. Yeah, and it just happened so many times. So many people were like, no, you're mean. You're so mean to us. And yeah.
Well, there have been like multiple articles written about like his...
He got written up in the fucking Federalist, which even more hilarious. The Federalist recently had an article saying, "Attention, women, your refusal to date conservatives is why we have Donald Trump." So these idiots are still whiny and bitchy that women won't fuck them. And then they entered into the Patrick's amazing abortion tweet fray. It's so great. So, okay. So Ross Douthat, who is a really obnoxious Catholic conservative who writes for the New York Times, got into it, and he was like, it's pro-lifers really do believe their abortion premises. And it's like, well, no, actually, that thought experiment shows that even if they believe it functionally, they do not. In practice, they do not behave as though they do, because, of course, they always answer A. You'd save the 5-year-old kid. Duh. So Patrick replies, they believe in them so deeply they oppose every real-world policy that has objectively been shown to reduce the abortion rate. Expanded birth control access, Planned Parenthood funding, prenatal coverage for low-income expectant mothers, comprehensive sex education. Someone on Twitter whose name is That Is Baloney, and their actual handle is That's Baloney Too. This time it's personal. Says one of the most crazy pants things I have ever heard. Low-dose birth control is actually used as a marketing tool for abortion, and Planned Parenthood kills babies. Increase funding, and they will kill more. I'm like, what cuckoo bananas shit is that? And so I replied, I've been taking low-dose hormonal birth control for 15 years, and never, not once, has it ever been used as a marketing tool for abortion? And he literally just replied like 5 minutes ago, ha, 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 separated by commas. You have no idea what you're talking about, nor how utterly naive you are. So do you guys want to help me come up with a fun response?
That is... He is
how do you
poked the bear.
Crazy.
It's true.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about saying like, no, dude, or actually going the yes and route. Like, oh, wait, that's right. At my last gynecologist appointment, we talked about refilling my prescription, and she was like, by the way, take this birth control so that you can have an abortion.
But if you do the one, then you don't need to do the other.
Exactly. That's why it is insane.
I mean, maybe I am really tired right now. Maybe I'm just not.
Math is really hard.
Math class is hard, but yeah, it's like, why would hormonal birth control be a marketing tool for abortion? Like, the entire point is that it makes you not get pregnant.
I don't understand the mental gymnastics he's even going through to get there.
Yeah,
like,
so I'm like,
he understands how woman gets pregnant. I don't think he gets. I don't think he.
Actually, I could just reply with how is Babby formed? How girl get pregnant? Not
Yes.
on hormonal birth control. How about that?
Ergo, she doesn't need an abortion.
Yeah. All right, I'll do that.
Do it, Rissy.
Doing it.
Listen, everyone. You can hear Rissy typing. That is how you know she is truly doing it. Because she's using a keyboard from the fucking 1900s. Oh my gosh. Twitter and Patrick are my favorite. Apparently, Patrick's website got taken down. There was a DDoS attack.
DDoS.
Which is so funny. He responded, he tweeted about it, and he was like, cool, you guys took down my website, but joke's on you, no one actually goes there. Which is so true, and it's not because he's unpopular. It's nobody leaves Facebook or Twitter or, you know, insert social platform here. Like, no one leaves those platforms anymore. You put up a
everything
website.
You need is there.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. You put up a website so that, like, people, like, professionally will be able to look you up. But that happens so infrequently. And so it's just like proof, like, I'm a real person who does a real thing. I promise. Like, that's the only reason to have a website anymore. And it's literally, it's not for fans or customers even. Like, it's just it's not.
John Latch is asking, does it prevent the fertilized egg from implanting, or does it work like the regular pill? No, low dose pills work like the regular pill. They don't block implantation.
Yeah, you don't ovulate. Yeah.
You don't ovulate.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been taking low estrogen. It's amazing. I've never had a bad experience. It hasn't affected my libido. It hasn't made me gain weight. I've been taking it for 15 years, basically, and it also makes your periods go away. So any female listeners, if you are looking for a new form of hormonal birth control, low estrogen or its generic versions, I think I'm taking low media. It's fucking amazeballs. It's so great. I love it. And your doctors may try to recruit you to have an abortion while you're taking your birth control, but I would say even with that, it's still great.
So weird. God, that's
I know.
So weird.
Yes, I'm assuming he thinks that, like, the deep state wants me to believe that hormonal birth control doesn't actually work. And so I've been having secret abortions that I didn't know about because demons come through the chemtrails and steal Babby before you even realize.
Is that an abortion or a kidnapping?
See, now you're truly woke, Rissy. Welcome. You thought you were woke before.
Deep state chemtrail demon abortions. That's, yeah.
Really weird.
How do they work?
Right?
With low dose birth control pills, apparently.
Fucking abortions. How do they work?
Well, depends on the kind of abortion you're
Don't
having.
have that guy.
Right,
that guy
no,
doesn't know.
Yeah. I did indeed tweet at him. It's good. It's good.
So I had a weird thing happen this week. Either I'm being gaslighted or both my father and I
Lampposted.
Lampposted. Either Mr. Thomas has walked into my life or both my father and I are going absolutely crazy and we're both going to have dementia in like 6 months.
I could go either way.
Legitimately, yeah.
Yeah.
Dementia's actually more likely. Okay, so I got this friend request on Facebook, which I don't normally accept if I can't place you, but it said it was a cat.
Sorry, you got an F request.
Oh, sorry.
An F
yes,
request.
I got an F request, and normally I'm all denied. I keep my I keep my F list locked down to very close friends and family. That's weird. But yeah, it's how I keep in contact with my family, who I do not live in the same state as them. So if I don't accept your friend request, I apologize. There's a million other ways to get a hold of me and follow me, so you guys know how to get at me. Anyway, sidebar. Okay, so I get this friend request, and I don't know who this person is. The name is not familiar to me. I look at a few pictures, and I'm like, I don't know. He's like, I feel like he looks vaguely familiar, but I kind of feel like that with a lot of people. And he also looks like he could be like in a 90s emo rock band. I don't know. It's just
or are they just cosplaying Marceline, maybe?
Maybe.
Marceline.
Okay, I guess 90s, maybe early 2000s. It was a little it doesn't matter. Okay, so I get this friend request, and I don't know why I accepted it. I saw that he was a casting director in LA, and I think that's what pushed me over the edge. Not because I think I'm going to magically get my big break in LA while I'm living here in Dallas, but those people usually make me laugh. Because 9 times out of 10, it'll be like, casting director, and they'll contact you, and they'll be like, I have this amazing opportunity. Hit me up if you're interested. And then if you do hit them up, they're like, come be on The Price is Right. And you're like, or like, or just like these horrible game shows that never take off. Like, it just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh to watch it happen. So I was like, all right, broski, let's see what show you're casting. So I accept it. And then I start looking into his profile and make sure I don't know him. And I realize he's from Kansas City.
Oh.
Now living in LA. Okay. And I'm like, oh, shit. That's a little too coincidental. So my first instinct is to message my dad. Because this guy's a casting director. He's in the industry. I've met a lot of people that are also in the industry through my dad. So I messaged my dad with a screenshot of the profile. And I'm like, hey, do you know this guy? Because he friend requested me. And I don't know who he is. So my dad comes back and goes, no, he doesn't look familiar to me. And then he says, oh, wait, he sent me a friend request too. And now I'm like, what?
I'm pretty sure the story doesn't end with either of you getting murdered. So.
I hope not. But if it does, at least we have it on the record before I get killed.
True.
So
that's some random person from Facebook.
A casting director in
is
LA.
Probably involved.
I'm sure it'll be easy to find him. There's so few of those. So my dad, I'm at work when all this is going on. So my dad decides to reach out to him and take the fall for our bad brain, basically. And he says, hey, have we met? And the guy says, yeah. I stayed with you for a few days when I moved to LA in 2006 because I knew Blythe. And my dad goes, I don't remember that. And I go, I don't remember that. So apparently, I met this person in Kansas City. He was moving to LA, so I hooked him up with my dad. He did move to LA, stayed with my dad until he got a place to live. And then apparently neither of us ever spoke to him again.
Right. And then 11 years later, randomly sends you both friend requests.
And then 11 years later, and we're both like, it's too weird for him to be lying. But like,
yeah,
we both have really bad memories, especially if people that we have not thought or talked to for a very long time, thought of or talked to. And so it's entirely within the realm of possibility that, like, in fact, 90% sure he's not lying, but neither of us have any recollection of it. And it's really tripping my shit out.
Maybe chemtrail demons stole your memory, babbies.
Oh my God. You're totally right.
Yeah.
And
it's probably all the birth control. It's making you abort your thoughts.
It's because I'm taking hormonal birth control.
Yes.
And that's a problem. God damn it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama. Anyway, so that was fun this week to learn that my brain is slowly rotting from the inside out.
I mean,
guys,
all of us.
Don't ever fall out of touch with me, because in like 2 years I won't remember you.
Well, more like 11 years.
Listen, I hear you. It's so weird. I don't remember who this guy is, how I met him. My dad doesn't remember meeting him or him staying at his house. How are all of these memories just erased from both of our minds? Brains are so weird, you guys.
I mean, I don't remember stuff from like 2 days ago, so.
Yeah.
You don't remember who stayed in your house for several days?
I mean,
I don't invite people to my house, so.
Well,
aside from my cat and ghosts, the answer is generally also nobody's staying in my apartment.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Fine. End of story. Fine. Amanda, was there anything that you wanted to discuss or touch on?
I don't know.
No. I mean,
don't
listen,
think so.
we've been going for a while. We can hop over to the Dork Pride Chat.
Didn't you have a thing about Mindhunter?
Just because it's written on there, we can decide not to talk about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have
oh,
something
okay.
written on there that I'm not going to talk about either. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
Those-
right.
this
Because
is-
I would.
Rissy
No,
doesn't.
I would like.
loose ideas.
Right. Those are
I
just
like
for
my
us.
ideas. The way to make my women tight.
You don't like your women
Okay.
anyway.
I mean, in my
She doesn't
mind,
like
I do.
ideas either.
Unless they're
Tight.
hers.
No,
Lots of
I would like to talk about Mindhunter, just not. I am like
Mhm.
I can't brain today, so
Just tell me,
maybe I'll sleep.
is Jonathan Groff the dreamiest?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's I really liked it. I was sad that he didn't start singing, but other than that, it's a pretty good show.
For those of you who don't know, Netflix just came out with a TV show called Mindhunter, which is like two of my favorite things had a baby. It's true crime, and Jonathan Groff, who was sort of the original Broadway
King
King George for Hamilton. So we love Jonathan Groff. Also, he was in Spring Awakening, right?
Yes.
Back in the
Yes,
day?
with
When he was
Leah
a
Michele.
baby.
Michelle. Yep.
Yeah,
Michelle Leah. Yeah.
yeah.
You love Jonathan
Yes,
Groff.
that's-
I love the works of John Douglas, FBI profiler, pioneering FBI profiler. And so when Amanda was like, hey, you guys, there's this show Mindhunter, I'm like, is that the one about the works of John Douglas? And I'm like, I really want to watch this show. I just don't have any time.
It happens.
Yeah, that's the it's on in the background while stuff is going on. So there were definitely parts where I'd look up and be like, oh, hang on, I need to scroll back because something happened. I do that a lot. I wish I could do that with conversations with people because I will tune out.
I wish I could do that
What's
with
going on?
relationships with people so I could figure out how the fuck I know a person.
Just rewind 11 years. Oh, yeah. No, you don't want to do that, Blythe. So Josh is saying, I stayed in your dad's house. It was in that little nook in the attic. It was great. It was like you didn't even know it was there. And I'm like, yeah, if you rewind, it's going to be like in Twin Peaks where like you scroll down and Demon Bob is under the bed. Like you don't want to find this shit out. There's some things man was not meant to know.
I was thinking the episode of Black Mirror where the replay
Oh God,
and
yeah.
the guy ends up, it doesn't turn out well for him.
No, well, it's a Black Mirror episode. I mean, it generally doesn't turn out
It doesn't.
good.
That is so true.
Well, right. Indeed.
Did you have a shred of happiness?
Yeah.
Well, it's been shit all over.
I was looking for it, but found so much sadness instead.
So Dork Pride Chat?
Yeah, Rissy, give it to us.
All right, I'll give it to you, baby.
No, please, not. Mm-mm.
After last week's like hilarious kerfuffle with the Columbus reporters and getting to take Shape of You Idiot to the woodshed over it, I'm like, that's a really stupid way to hit on a woman. Like that is one of the dumbest ways and weirdest ways I've ever been hit on. And I'm like, okay, so what is the weirdest way or stupidest way counts to that you've ever been hit on? Note, this is not the time for Me Too stories. That is sexual assault. If you need somebody to talk to about sexual assault, I'm here for you.
All three of us are here for you.
All three of us are here for you. And if you need that shoulder to cry on, we're here. But this is about just hitting on in a stupid way, not being assaulted. So there we go. With that caveat.
You have to start, Rissy.
Oh, okay. So I would say so
It's a
this was-
surprise every week.
I know. I feel like I could do a compilation video of Rissy being like, "Oh yeah, I forgot I have to start."
You
See,
could
you're not
like
the
the
only one with
Rissy.
a rotting
You have
brain.
to.
I would love that compilation. Although you should probably wait until it's been at least 6 months so you have a good number of them.
Oh, I will. All right, tell us yours.
Okay, so while Shape of You Idiot was pretty weird, there are yet weirder. This is the problem with being a geeky woman. So there was this dude who came into the Dunkin' Donuts that I used to work at back when I was like 19. And he overheard me saying to somebody that I played Dungeons and Dragons. I'm pretty sure it was because one of my friends came in, Luna Teague's co-author actually came in, and we were talking and we were playing it in a game together. And he overheard that, and then he was like, "Oh, I couldn't help but overhear you mention that you play D&D. That's great. I do too." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's awesome." And so he was like a regular customer and would like come in and like eat his donuts and coffee and whatever. And talk about like gaming. So this is like exchange of D&D stuff over quite a while, like months, I'm thinking. And then at one point he's like, would you like to come game over at my place sometime? And I'm like,
No.
oh shit, yeah, this is not a sexual assault story. I was real stupid. I still believe that when somebody was like, do you want to game, means do you want to game, not I would like to fuck you, not I would like to put you on my capital F list.
Hey, Rissy. If anybody other than John asks you to Netflix and chill, say no.
I know about Netflix and chill, goddammit, I'm not
I'm just helping.
Hey,
Just helping.
fuck you.
Why, did you get duped that way, Amanda?
Well, she didn't get duped.
You've heard my Netflix and chill story.
I'd forgotten about that. But yeah. Anyway, so I go to this guy's house and it's like all these amazing gaming books and shit. Like, it's clear that he is legit like a gamer. I'm like, oh man, like you got all of this shit. And he's like, so, well, like, I figured my wife would join us later. I'm like, okay. And he's like, you know, she's a beautiful woman. I'm like, Spidey sense.
Oh, now it's tingling?
Yes, yeah. And then, and she likes other women. And I'm like, and he's like, and so
Was that you backing up?
yes,
Her
because
daddy taught her good.
Yeah, and so I did have some instincts, but the most hilarious thing about it in my mind was that he couldn't actually say the words, we'd like to have a threesome with you. He was like, and so, and I'm just like, I'm gonna make you say it. I'll make you say it.
And then I'm gonna tell you no. Yeah.
So
Like,
we
you-
just kind of sat there staring at each other. And that was the end of that discussion. And then I made sure to flee whenever I saw him approaching again. And our interactions in Dunkin' Donuts were just like, yep, nope, got a lot of work to do away from you in the back of the store. Yep. I left and yep. I was like, oh, I got to go. It's night. I need to go back in my cave. But yeah, he was never actually able to work up the courage to say,
He just hinted
let's have a
at it.
threesome. Yeah, he was only able to hint at it. Hilarious. So it's like, you did the whole lure me here to your house under the false pretext of gaming, which you clearly do, but then you couldn't even try to seal the deal. So yeah, in terms of like weirdest, most awkward way I've ever been hit on, I would say that one takes the cake.
I was hoping it was the guy who told you that your color of lipstick was I can't even remember what he said, just he commented on your color of lipstick.
I don't remember this at all.
You don't remember? I think
Was it a neg or an actual like?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was for sure a neg. It was online. It was when, well, and she still does to a certain degree, I suppose. But you were definitely in like a bright red lipstick all the time phase.
Oh, wait. Was it he literally just said red lipstick makes you look like a clown? Was it that guy?
Oh, that's just mean. That's not even a neg.
No,
No.
Sandwiched it in something, and he was like,
No. I know what you're talking about. He said Clarissa, because that was the name of my character at the time. Yeah, Clarissa certainly is a saucy wench, but perhaps she should lay off that bright red lipstick.
yes,
I do remember.
verbatim.
Dude, that's the same guy who called me a cock tease on my Facebook because I refused to let him look at my boobs.
Okay, that's...
Yeah, not
Indeed.
showing my boobs on demand makes me a cock tease. That I missed that somehow in the whole gender role training, but
Yeah.
not like going down on you and then leaving before you finish. No. Simply if you say, show me your boobs, and I say no, that makes me a cock tease because I have boobs, according to this guy's logic.
And he is entitled to see them.
Yes. Thank you for jogging my memory.
You are so welcome. I love that guy. And by love, I mean hate. I have one. And it is every Jack Sparrow ever.
Oh God, yes.
We've established that I attract Jack Sparrows. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because I had a vaguely Keira Knightley thing going on for a while when I had my darker hair. That's all we can guess. But for a long time, every convention we would go to, there would, of course, or Renfest, because they're always at Renfest as well. They would always be in character because you can't just cosplay Jack. You have to, like, act Jack. I don't, yeah, it's weird. Okay, anyway, they would wander up to me with their hand, always with the hand and the face and the what. And they would wander up to me and they would sidle up. And they would look me up and down. And then inevitably, every single one of them, they were different every time. They would just say something stupid, typically along the lines of, hello. And I would stare at them. And then they would say nothing else, and they would just go. And they would drunkenly stumble off every time. It was so weird.
It was insane, though. You were like cracked to them.
So weird. So, gotta say.
Clearly a good strategy for dealing with these idiots is simply just staring at them.
Stare at them. Yes. Make them, like, marinade in their awkward.
Right?
Like salting the meat.
Just like Pennywise would
exactly. Although I do have to say, okay, this one wasn't a hitting on quite, as far as I could tell, but at one of my old jobs, I worked with this like stereotypical nerd neckbeard. Picture him, you're picturing the correct guy. Like, yeah, you hit the nail on the head, guaranteed. And you know, he was awkward, but like nice-ish, I guess. And literally, okay, so like my second day of work, I needed to contact him, but he wasn't at work. And so I'd send him a friend request. I'd send him an F request. Gross. First mistake. So I sent him a friend request on Facebook thinking, well, most people, you know, will see that and respond quickly and I'll get access to him quickly. Well, he didn't respond quickly, that is. And eventually he did accept my request and I was like, well, fine. Now I have access to him. So the next day he comes in to work and he says, hey, I saw your comedy group And immediately I'm like, that's weird. Because I mentioned previously that I keep my Facebook locked down to just my close friends, my close family. I don't really want to like advertise to them all the time. So I very rarely talk about Damsel stuff, period. So I don't, to be honest with you, I don't even post on Facebook that much to begin with. So he had to dig to find that. Like he had to go looking. It's not just readily available. So he clearly went looking on my Facebook. He found Damsels, which fine. But then he says, you know, I watched some of your videos.
Oh, this guy.
And I'm like, okay. And he goes, yeah, you know, some of them were funny, but some of them were pretty redundant. And I don't know what he was going for, but like most of the males I've told this story to have said like, he was definitely trying to neg you. He was engaged and he never ever like actually outright hit on me. But every male I've told this story to has been like, I don't care if he has a girlfriend, a fiance, or a wife. He was trying to neg you and get power over you because he was interested in you. And so I'm just going to trust that their penises recognized an inferior penis. And,
Dick tingles alert.
right. And are probably calling it correctly. So I guess that's a weird one that not quite getting hit on, but everyone seems to think that that's at least the vein of. So that's my other one. That's just real weird. Real weird.
Yeah. Just douchey.
Yeah.
I
I didn't
thanks.
I didn't ask for your
yeah,
criticism.
Right. Also, I don't get negging. I don't
either.
Yeah. Well, it's important to remember that a lot of the success with negging, such as it is described by probably people who are charismatic enough to make it seem like playful teasing, for one, which is not really something that you can sell somebody or teach them. And secondly, this kind of behavior was constructed in California nightclubs, right? With shallow, vapid 19-year-old party girls who go to nightclubs all of the time. These are probably the only people in the world on whom something like negging would actually work.
It's true. And it does make sense if you understand the psychology of negging. Unfortunately, it does make sense for a certain type of woman. Yeah. And they are out there, and like Rissy said, they're the ones that are like going to the club constantly. They're seeking attention. They're seeking validation. And this is how to get into their pants. And it works. Unfortunately, when you use it on women like us, we just stare at you and blink until you walk away.
Or, well, if it's somebody that I know, like it was a friend of mine or something like that, or actually a guy I was seeing like in the early stages, I think he tried like a negging thing, and it just hurt my feelings, and I was like, oh man. And he's like, no, I was just trying to be funny. And I found out later he'd gotten like some kind of like dating technique from one of the dating gurus, David D'Angelo, that was all about being cocky and funny, and it recommended the negging thing. And so
if you're doing negging right, it shouldn't be upsetting. It should just be like a, why aren't you into me? It shouldn't be like a, you insulted me. It should be, why aren't you looking at me as a sexual object that you're attracted to? It shouldn't be anything that ever makes you go, oh no, that hurts my feelings. That's
that's the thing, though,
doing negging wrong.
Yeah, but that's the problem. I would say 99% of the guys that seek out this kind of advice because they're bad with women,
fair enough,
don't have the social skills, nor can they learn them. Like you can't just raise your charisma out of fucking nowhere to actually neg the correct way. And again, even if you're doing it the right way, it only works on a certain kind of person. So yeah, not a great technique, I don't think.
I mean, it is a great technique if you're looking to just smash with some rando and never call her again. And if it doesn't work, then she's not that kind of girl, and you didn't want to go there anyway. So
Right.
weirdly, it's a very effective technique.
I do think that, like, for some, like, let's say you look like Danny DeVito and a bullywug had a baby. And and you go up to a woman in a club who's, you know, gorgeous and vapid and shallow. I'm pretty sure that even if you're a master of negging, your repulsion field is not going to make her immediately jump on your dick. Like, it's not going to work.
I mean, we'll never know unless we find that person and send them to neg hot women in LA
That's
clubs.
true. Like, so how about you, Amanda?
So I don't get hit on a lot, or
You do, you just don't
I-
realize it's happening.
I think that's because I'm such a, I'm kind of straightforward. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. So I don't get
Yes.
subtlety
Mm-hmm.
in some of the, like, this is not an awkward way but it was I was 15. We had just gotten done with a math competition, because that's a thing that I did. I always placed really well. They loved having me on the team. So I was a freshman. So I guess I was 14. It doesn't matter. I was a teenager. This guy was a senior. The trip was somewhere out of town. So we'd like gone to school, taken a bus, and then we got back and he's like, I can give everybody a ride home, because and there were like 3 or 4 of us that needed rides. And it was like, oh, okay. So he did the thing where he planned it so that he would drop me off last. And we're kind of talking, and he asked if I we should go see a movie or something like that. And it was like, haha, you're funny. And then I got out of the car and I left. It was literally years later when I was like, I think he might have been asking me out.
You negged him
But-
so hard.
To be fair, any seniors who are hitting on freshmen, as a general rule, I'm sure there are exceptions, but as a general rule, real fucking skeezy. So you dodged a bullet there, my friend.
But at the same time, I can only imagine the look on his face as you got
Oh
out
my
of the
God.
car.
Well, and
So
that's the thing.
that's
Like, I don't,
amazing.
because I wasn't aware. I don't really remember. I remember thinking like, oh, that's funny. That would almost be like a date, which I'm not allowed to do till I'm 16. So, but it didn't occur to me that like that might have actually been what he was going for. Yeah. So I can be oblivious. I'm pretty sure we've told my Jack Sparrow story from Alcon this past year, where we'd been out in the front. I was walking the hallway back to our room to grab something. There's a Jack Sparrow by the vending machine, and he's doing the whole
Yep.
acting, whatever. And I walked past, and he goes, "Hey, how long you been walking?" Just like, what is that? I don't know what that means. Why? What? Like, and then because I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure when I told the story before, I remembered what my response was, but it was something dumb. And then he had nothing. It was just like, if you're setting yourself up for something, you failed. But also,
I think he was trying to set up some kind of cheesy pickup line, like, damn girl, are your feet tired because you've been walking through my mind all day, or some stupid, like, how long you been walking? It's like he fucked up the setup to the joke is what it sounds like.
I wonder the same
pickup line.
thing.
Like,
maybe.
but
he fucked it up real bad.
Real bad. Real bad.
To be fair, it was late night Alcon. He probably was legitimately drunk.
I mean, that's entirely possible.
So not out of the realm of possibility, that level of a fuck up.
Sure. Because it's just like, I don't know where you're going with this, but it's like, I don't know, since I was like a year old. Oh, okay.
Didn't he say like,
yeah.
well, I thought it was good or something, and then
yeah, he did. He
stumbled off, and we're just like,
yeah, he did. Yeah, like,
really?
that's right. Well, I thought it was a good line. Just like, really?
How long you been walking?
It's
like,
not.
10 months later, we still don't understand it. It's not a good line, broski.
Yeah, no.
Real weird.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Then there was the one guy that I was super aware was actually hitting on me. Was the sometimes I think women are too smart for their own good guy at the bar. Who also asked me if I would be impressed if he told me that he played the guitar. He didn't say, I play the guitar. He said, would you be impressed if I told you? And I said, no. And he was very offended. It's like, really? Like, no.
Who doesn't play the guitar?
Right? Right. Yeah.
Whatever.
So, yeah. Like, oh, okay. Good job.
Well, if you guys out there have ever been hit on in a real weird or awkward way, we would like to hear about it. You can tweet at us and use the hashtag Dork Pride Chat and tell us your story. Or if you hit on someone and later realize you are being real weird, we won't judge you. We've been weird and awkward too. It just that question wasn't about us, so don't worry. No judgment. So if you want to confess some weirdness, we're here to redeem you and tell you it's okay.
There's been a lot of,
not if
chatting
it's real
in the chat
weird.
right now.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
We reserve the right.
John
not
Latch. Yeah. John Latch said, when I was much younger, one technique was the blunt, wanna fuck? Worked about 1% of the time. See, I feel like that I would understand.
That's just a numbers game, which really isn't that what this is? Like, isn't it all just a numbers game?
It's like when the fish send out all their sperm all at once, or all their eggs. Like you just gotta ejaculate into the air as much as possible, and then hope that some of your sperm hit pay dirt. That's how to hit on women, you guys. Just jack it constantly into the air, or any bodies of water nearby.
Please don't do anything that Rissy suggests that you do. Jeremy McTire says, I totally get that, Amanda. If a girl wanted to hit on me, she better be obvious as hell. I'm clueless. And Marianne also said, I once went up for coffee thinking I was actually there for coffee. Like, went up, I am assuming. It took me 3 days to realize that I wasn't actually there for coffee. Yeah, that sounds like also like so there's no coffee is what you're saying? Okay.
Josh says, all this talk about Captain Jack, have I ever been tempted to cosplay as Jack? I personally, no, I think I would slit my own wrists. I hate.
But it would be like matter and antimatter meeting. Like, I can't even imagine.
Like, I would have to hit on myself.
Yeah. You just stand in front of the mirror all day.
And masturbate. I'll just be like, eret. Can't come to the con, guys. Eret. Too hot. That's the sound of me masturbating. Just so for those of you who are only listening to this and can't see the weirdo hand motion I'm making, which probably isn't helping. You probably needed to be told I was masturbating as well, because nobody masturbates. I
thought you were being a DJ.
Yeah, I am.
Or Dr. Strange.
Although technically you could masturbate that way.
Like, take that, Dread Dormammu!
Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, that's all I got. Does anybody else have anything else?
I don't think so.
Great.
So I think that means that this is going to be it for this episode of the Dork Pridecast. Always a big thank you to Sarah Donner for allowing us to use music off of her latest album, Black Hole Heart.
You can find the Damsels of Dorkington on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, other places. You can also join our Facebook group by searching for Dork Pride Worldwide.
Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Damsels of Dorkington, where besides becoming one of our favorite people, you can also get access to rewards that are only available there, such as being on the list of super awesome patrons that we thank at the end of the podcast, like these people. How should we do these tonight?
Ooh, I don't know. How should we thank these people?
With awkward pickup lines?
Ooh, hell yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Mary Henderson, are you sitting on an F5 key? Because that ass is refreshing.
Oh, God.
You have to do the whole...
These first ones are all yours.
short list.
Okay, are all okay. Right, terrible pickup lines. Oh, for dudes. Okay. Damn, Joshua Griffiths. Do you live in a mansion that needs a maid to work there? Because I would so love to polish your knob.
That's a lot of words to get to polishing knobs.
Hey, yo, Richard Hirsch, let me holla at ya.
That's a good one.
Oh, okay. I was going to go further, but all right. Joss and Jessica Rowell. My wife is into beautiful women, and I would really like to have a threesome with you guys after luring you to my house. But I'm not really actually going to say it, though, is the thing. It's a callback.
You just did.
No, I didn't. Okay, no, I didn't. Not in the actual scenario.
And last but not least.
Hey, Sean, I know that you don't put the palm in Palmer because you're going home with me tonight.
Rissy, that was really good.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
I made it up just now.
I know you did.
Now you guys have to do them.
Okay. Amanda, ours are going to be like super lame, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Do you want to start or you want me to start?
You can start.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Joseph Harris, if you were a fruit, you'd be a fine apple. Get it? Pineapple. But I said fine, which is a compliment about your appearance.
I liked it.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Darren Wilson. I want to be Eskimo sisters with my best friend, so let's do it.
Blushing.
Oh.
You are blushing. You are blushing, Blythe.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
This is not a live streaming video, and you cannot see that my face just turned red. God damn it.
You're so cute.
It's just really hot
Hey.
in here.
Hey, April Barker, are you a pinky toe? Because I'd like to bang you on the sidewalk. That's a callback to my real injury that I had a while back.
I would like to hit on Stephen Kendall over that with snail trails. I don't know, man.
Not there's no way you're actually a Ken doll, because I know you're anatomically correct.
You know what? I don't appreciate you.
Don't try to correct her
I
bad.
get it. You're better at this than me. Fuck off. You had your time. Let me
I
be
did. I
shitty.
did. I will.
Amanda, get it.
Hey, the great Luke Ski, did you just because you've blown me away. I think that's a thing people say to other people.
I am into
pretty
it.
sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay Teller, did you just do a cannonball? Because you made a big splash.
These are like grade school Valentines.
I know. That's why they're so delightful.
Hey, Wayne Walls, if you were I started without having a place to go.
You've trapped yourself in a tall house of shit.
I did. But also, does this napkin smell like chloroform? That's not a pickup line. That's assault. That's what that is.
I agree. Don't do it, guys.
Don't.
Eric Ruggles, more like Eric Snuggles.
Yes!
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Where I lost the list.
You're on
That's
Zachary
the-
Drake.
Zachary Drake.
YouTube. Yes. Hey, Zachary Drake. Are you a tree because you have long limbs and leaves at the end and you provide a lot of shade?
And also, she wants to hump you.
I want to climb you. How about that?
Yes.
That's
There we go. That's good.
okay.
That's good.
Nailed it.
You did. I loved it. Hey,
Yeah.
Joe Louis. You play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. So, can I roll to fuck you? That's how that works, right?
Yes, that's
Roll for fucking.
Roll for fucking.
Yeah. I think you have to get a special manual for that. I don't think that's
Oh.
just in the normal,
Monster manual.
but yeah. Hey, Brandon, Katie, and Thomas David. You guys are a nice family, and so I'm not gonna hit on you because I mean you're lovely,
That's
but
weird.
you seem like you've got a good thing going there, and I will respect
also-
that and not.
Also, Thomas.
Also,
involved,
a third of
so-
you, a third of you is an infant, so, or at least a toddler, I guess at this point. It's somewhere between a very young child, and that makes me uncomfortable.
As well, it should.
Stop being racist.
Okay. Thank you to Jenny and Ryan Weidenbenner, who I am re-nicknaming Weidenbanger. What? I'm sure they have a good thing too, but I'm getting in it. So, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't even
All
have to lure them over to
Hey.
your house.
Yeah, that's right.
Nope.
Oh,
Hey,
wait.
Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream Social. I'd like to salt pork the shit out of you.
Oh shit! That was really good.
And last but not least, damn, Melody Glatzel Smith. Did you hurt yourself when you fell from that tree that was Zachary Drake, but you came from higher and it was from heaven first, but Zachary, you hit him on the way down, and that probably hurt really badly because he's a bony motherfucker. But still, you hot girl. Let's fuck.
You saved it there at the end.
Thanks.
You brought it around and made it something wonderful. So
We're all monsters.
thanks.
That's true.
a true story.
Can we have our
Yeah.
own monster manual?
So hey, yes, and if you buy our monster manual, you can get all of these pickup lines for your use and more. And don't take us up on that, because
No, don't do it. It's not a real thing.
hey, thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been episode 63 of the Dork Pridecast. We will see you guys all next week. Bye.
Deuces!
Jetpack motherfuckers.
Go into heaven so then I can fall.
Right into the arms of Zachary Drake.